Hey guys, hello and welcome to Speedy Medical. So this is another video in the hematology lecture series, and in this video we are going to take on the FAB classification for the acute myeloid leukemias. Again, starting from the very basics like we do in all our videos. First of all, let's take on what are the acute myeloid leukemias in very basic. So the acute myeloid leukemias are the neoplastic proliferations of the blast within the bone marrow, and these are derived from the myeloid stem cells. This is covered in huge detail in my previous videos. I have taken a peripheral blood smear of the case of acute myeloid leukemia, and you can see that the whole of the blood smear is filled with these blasts, and these blasts are actually the myeloblast. How can you differentiate the myeloblast from the lymphoblast? See, just remember the basic rules which I have already covered in videos, that the myeloblast, they have a granular cytoplasm. So you can see the granules in the cytoplasm, and if you see the nucleus of the myeloblast, within the nucleus of the myeloblast you can clearly see the nucleoli. So these are the nucleoli, and also the chromatin is very light. This is called as fine chromatin. So these are the basic features of the blast of the acute myeloid leukemia. Now, in this classification, we'll primarily focus on the FAB classification for the acute myeloid leukemias. Before going into the details of FAB classification, let's just ask a question. Why was this FAB classification given? What was the need to classify the acute myeloid leukemias? So guys, as I already told you, that acute myeloid leukemias, they arise from the myeloid stem cells, and these myeloid stem cells, they give rise to myeloblast, to erythroblast, to monoblast, and they give rise to megakaryoblast. So the acute myeloid leukemia, these may arise from these myeloblast, they may arise from erythroblast, they may arise from monoblast, and they can also arise from the megakaryoblast. So depending upon the parent cell from which these acute myeloid leukemias are derived, and also depending upon the predominant cell type which is found in the particular subtype of acute myeloid leukemia, these acute myeloid leukemias are classified into various subtypes. And this classification scheme, in which the acute myeloid leukemias are classified based upon the morphology and the histochemistry of the cells, is called as FAB classification. So the two main points which are used in FAB classification for classifying the acute myeloid leukemias are the morphology of the cells and histochemistry of the cells. And where do we look for the morphology and the histochemistry? We basically take the bone marrow aspirate and make a smear out of that aspirate, and we'll look for the morphology of the cell and we'll classify it according to the FAB classification. Now this is the basic thing, and depending upon the FAB classification, the acute myeloid leukemias, they are divided as M0 subtype, M1 subtype, M2 subtype, and right up to M7 subtype, which includes M3, M4, M5, M6 and M7 subtype. So in total, there are 8 subtypes of acute myeloid leukemia according to the FAB classification, and we have to study each subtype and what are the particular characteristics of each subtype. So let's take on the first subtype in the FAB classification of acute myeloid leukemias. So the first subtype is the M0 subtype, and it is also called as AML with minimal differentiation or minimally differentiated AML. Now guys, this M0 subtype is called as minimally differentiated AML because the blasts in M0 subtype, they are not even distinguishable or differentiated on the basis of their morphology. So if we have a case of M0 subtype, if we see the blast, then we are not able to differentiate these blasts from the lymphoblast just depending upon their morphology. So this is called as minimally differentiated AML. That means that it is minimally differentiated to be able to differentiate it from the case of acute lymphoblastic leukemia. That's why it is called as minimally differentiated AML. And we diagnose this M0 subtype via immunophenotyping, in which we look for the surface marker for the myeloid stem cells like the CD33 and the CD16. The second subtype of the FAB classification of acute myeloid leukemias is the M1 subtype. The M1 subtype is called as AML without differentiation. These AML, they are almost identical to the M0 subtype, but the difference is that some of the blasts of M1 subtype, they contain granular cytoplasm, and also some of the blasts, they may contain the OR rods. So these help us to distinguish these blasts from the blast of the acute lymphoblastic leukemia. So that's why this leukemia is called as AML without differentiation, because all the cells are not differentiated, only some of the cells are differentiated, which contain the granular cytoplasm and the OR rods. The next subtype is called as M2 subtype, or the AML with granulocytic differentiation. So as the name suggests, in this scenario, the blasts, they are differentiated into granulocyte, and if we look at the bone marrow aspirate, it will mainly consist of the myeloblast, which are the precursors for the granular cells, and it will also contain the promyelocytes, which are again a precursor of the granulocytes, but they are not fully differentiated. So M2 subtype is called as AML with granulocytic differentiation. That means the blasts, they are differentiated into the precursors of the granulocytes, and these precursors are myeloblast and promyelocytes. And also, since these are differentiated, therefore we can clearly see the granular cytoplasm, and also we can see the OR rods within the blast of the M2 subtype. The next subtype of the acute myeloblastic leukemia is the M3 subtype, and it is also called as acute promyelocytic leukemia. Now, as the name suggests, acute promyelocytic leukemia, in this case the blasts are differentiated into the promyelocytes, and these promyelocytes, these are the precursors of the granulocytes. So the blast, in this case, they are differentiated into promyelocytes. So these promyelocytes are granular, so they contain numerous granules, and also within the promyelocytes the OR rods are present. Now another important thing in the acute promyelocytic leukemia is the translocation which drives the acute promyelocytic leukemia. So the translocation which drives the acute promyelocytic leukemia is called as the translocation 15-17. In this scenario, the retinoic acid receptor gene on the chromosome number 17, it will go to chromosome number 15 and will bind with the promyelocytic leukemia gene, and together they will form a product, and this product, it will inhibit the differentiation of the promyelocytes into the mature granulocytes, and as a result of this, there will be proliferation of promyelocytes within the bone marrow, and they will just grow in abundance within the bone marrow. So this is the basic pathophysiology and the pathogenesis of the acute promyelocytic leukemia. Another important point in acute promyelocytic leukemia is that for the treatment of acute promyelocytic leukemia, we use all-trans retinoic acid, which is a derivative of vitamin A, and this will induce the differentiation of all the promyelocytes into mature granulocytes, and hence the acute promyelocytic leukemia, it will go into the remission phase. The next subtype is the M4 subtype. It's also called as acute myelomonocytic leukemia. So as the name suggests, acute myelomonocytic leukemia, that means in this subtype there is the accumulation of the myeloid blast, and there is also the accumulation of the monoblast. So these myeloid blasts, they will differentiate into promyelocytes, and the monoblast, they will differentiate into some monocytes. So if we take on the bone marrow aspirate in M4 subtype, we can see both myeloid component and the monoblastic component in M4 subtype. If we talk about the M5 subtype, it is called as the acute monocytic leukemia. So as the name suggests, in acute monocytic leukemia, there will occur the accumulation of the monoblast and the promonocytes within the bone marrow. And also some of the monocytes, they will go into the peripheral bloodstream. The M6 subtype, it is called as the acute erythroblastic leukemia or the acute erythroleukemia. So it is called as acute erythroleukemia, and as the name suggests, in this scenario there occurs the neoplastic proliferation of the erythroblast within the bone marrow. And if we see the bone marrow, then we'll see that there has occurred the proliferation of erythroblast, and these erythroblasts are basically the nucleated RBCs. And if there occurs the neoplastic proliferation of erythroblast, then we'll classify it as the M6 subtype. The last subtype is called as the M7 subtype, and it is named as acute megakaryocytic leukemia. So as the name suggests, in the acute megakaryocytic leukemia, the precursors of the megakaryocytes, they will accumulate within the bone marrow. So guys, this is all about the various subtypes of the acute myeloid leukemia.